Would you still believe in God if your current life was a barrage of a family member residing at your address with mental issues continually, having anxiety, anger, angst, outbursts, who tries yet denies they are micromanagers, or trying to micromanage you, trying to establish the authority power over you by constantly telling you, you can't say this, you can't say that, you can't do this, you can't do that, walk like this, walk like that, you can't make a joke even with friends that come to visit. They have angry outbursts using your name and making false accusations at you, about you, to people who just aren't there, or ghosts, or even people they know, or blaming people that no longer come to your house for things going missing, etc., when they're giving it all away or losing it. Then they deny that they were talking to you or about you, yet they mentioned your name in their rants, arguments at people that weren't there. We're supposed to turn up, but they never do, because it was a load of phooey. A family member that, without any provocation, smashes windows, rips doors off hinges, and takes your possessions, and then miraculously loses them. They turn up in a trading shop, right, where you can get money, a loan, etc. You constantly seek support, authority figures who can do something about it, and for a short time they do, and give you some peace of mind for a few days. You sit back, it's all quiet, you clean up, it's all good for a few days, only for them to release that same person from their care, from respite or the hospital or whatever, who comes back after stressing that they don't even want to come back to your house and live with you. They turn up at your house, your home, and repeat their cycle of insanity, madness, over and over again. We ask again, would you, as a Christian, still have faith in God above if it's a continual cycle of the same horrific incidents again and again, over and over? No, maybe not. Most people would give it up, right? Most ordinary everyday people, especially atheists or non-believers, would say no way, as that just proves that God doesn't exist, or he doesn't give a damn about you. He's not answering your prayers, he's not finding a solution for you, so what the hell are you doing? Get out of the fantasy, get back into the reality, the now, the moment, right? Drop all that. So you put up with all the happenings, all these incidents that happening to you, right? Day after day, night after night. And you're keeping your temper in check, but every now and again you totally lose it. That's what makes you human, right? And your verbals released are profanity, they're profane, they're curses, hatred towards that person, to that user, abuser. But that's like fuel to that person. It's like fuel to a fire for them, and they go off on a tangent at you later for walking away, abandoning them there, ranting, swearing, carrying on. You just walked away from them. You are summoned into another friend's house when they see you sitting outside, pondering, looking sad or whatever. They invite you into their house, in your neighbourhood. We took off all that trauma, all that pent-up tension with them. And because you are humorously witty at times, you have them in fits of laughter through your other stories of experiences in life that you've experienced, obviously. And they ask you to stop making them laugh because it's hurting their sides or whatever. Your aggravator suddenly turns up at their doorstep, asking by yelling at the person who answers as an old man if you are there. And they tell that person, that old man tells that person, no, haven't seen them all day. But they keep coming back periodically to ask again and again, and yelling. So you eventually feel you have to go home, and then when you're at home sitting outside, they proceed to drill you on wherever you disappeared to. Not to lie to them, even though you swear, but you're actually lying, because they don't need to know where you've been. Your business is not their business, okay? So they should, don't ask questions. You go where you want to go. Okay, so they ask, where did you go? They try to drill you, and they say, don't lie, okay? So you just say you went for a long, long walk across town, across country. Then they demand to know what's in your bag that you've got strapped over your shoulder or whatever, right? That you have with you. asking, do you have cigarettes in that bag? Knowing full well you don't smoke because you believe in God, Christ, or whatever. Right? But they are insistent to see inside your bag if there's any cigarettes in there, if you have cigarettes, right? As they are desperately wanting one. Their nicotine withdrawals are kicking in, right? They haven't had a cigarette for a couple of days, or whatever, for an hour. They start to demand that you tell them exactly what was said between you and their on-off boyfriend or girlfriend, who became the alpha man or the alpha female and stood up to them and their sudden demands while they were here, right? Micromanaging, and accuse you and a friend who you found out assumed later, broke into your house because you were told by this particular person and were stealing stuff. They were approached and they denied it. Okay, so we assumed, yeah, this guy's a thief, we kicked him out. Get out of here before we knock you in the nose, don't ever come back. But then later on we realised, hang on, he couldn't get in the cupboard, the pantry cupboard, it was locked to get certain things. So what's going on? We realised that person that was relating that story to us was probably lying, and they were giving it to that person, right? From the freezer, from the cupboard, etc. So sitting outside, you were suggested by a well-to-do neighbour. We're walking up and down and trying to lose your temper, whatever, control your temper, not lose your temper. So you're walking around, and suggested to you by a well-to-do neighbour, would you like to go with them to the Buddhist temple to pray, ask Buddha to change things, and he will, if you are a believer in, if you believe Buddha, you pray to him and all that sort of stuff, he's going to change your life for the better. And you think, what the hell? If you've been praying to God and he hasn't answered your prayers and you're a believer in God and Christ or whatever, what? That's stupidity, is it not? On your behalf, as a believer in Christ and God, that's like total stupidity and blasphemy, isn't it? Something you just don't do. It's a real kick in the nuts to God, right? As a Christian. She kept insisting, oh, you should come to our Buddhist temple and pray to Buddha and he will change all. So she was asked or told, if God doesn't answer your prayers, buddy, how the hell will a pagan idol made of stone, wood, whatever, answer your damn prayers? Okay? It's just not logical. It's stupid. Getting the reality, lady, but she was still insistent. Buddha will change your life and all this sort of crap. Yeah, okay, and just walk away. Okay, in this age of freeloaders, users, abusers, turncoats, backstabbers, you can't any longer be a mandy-pandy or a walkover. You have to think about yourself, your life, your very survival. That's what matters first and foremost. You have to survive in order to thrive. If not, you get it, wither up and die, aren't you? Okay? Before you try and help others, pulling them up by their shoelaces, their bootlaces, you got to think about yourself, put yourself first. A lot today seem to appreciate the help given them, and take them in, oh, you're homeless, all that sort of stuff, you're hungry, whatever. But secretly, in the back of their mind, they're thinking you're a sap. Once they get it all, they think you're a sap, you're a pushover. They're like piranhas or fleas, and they'll feed off you, the host. You'll become the everyday auto ATM or automatic teller machine, cash machine, right? Their personal benefit, pleasure, okay? Because they'll suck you dry. You're like a flea or a vampire, suck you dry. Okay, drain you of your lifeblood, everything that you have. So we say stop being a sap, a walkover, and take on board an attitude for your betterment, your survival, so you can thrive. Okay? For there is no future in constant dreaming, striving, and struggling if nothing beneficial comes you for being kind to people. Oh, compassionate, merciful, give them $1, give them this, give them that. Bring in the homeless, feed the homeless, let them stay there for free. You're a sucker. So we say stop, shut up, shut the hell up, and listen to the plan. Okay? Listen to the information in this video. For you work damn hard, you earn cash. Put yourself first, pay yourself first. Create an emergency fund account Okay, so if you ever get in the poo, you lose your job suddenly, you get redundant, lose it for whatever reason, there goes your income. So you've got this money to back you up, to pay for your rent, etc., etc., your food, whatever, to feed your family, your wife, your kids, whatever. And then when you finally get a job, you pay it all back. You put it back in there. Whatever you took, you replace it, and you keep building it up. Okay, and then if you get into a poo again, you do the same thing. It's a backup. Okay, you've got to put yourself first, because nobody else out there gives a damn about you. Michael Jackson was right. They don't care about us. Nobody cares about us. So it's all about you. Okay, so you've got to change or readjust your current Nancy attitude. Okay, think like Johnny Rotten of the Sex Pistols. But we're not telling you he had this sort of attitude, right? That rebellious attitude. He was determined, right? Not to, be walked over and stuff. But in no way are we telling you to go antichrist or anarchist like him and run out there in the streets, riot and destroy and burn the entire system. Nah, we're not telling you that, okay? See it in another light. The Sex Pistol light. Have that sort of attitude, right? It's rebellious, but you're determined. Okay? Because all that we have included in this video, info-wise, is happening to us 24/7, 365, more or less. Right? It's a living hell on earth. When you go through the very same incidents that we have, then you can say to us, oh, you've been to hell, through hell. You know what hell's like. And that hell is life. Life can be hell. There's no demons in hell. They're all on earth. William Shakespeare quote. It's just edited it for clarity, right? So you fully understand what he's going on about. There's no devils in hell. They're all on earth. They're living in your home, your neighbourhood, your community, your country. Okay? If you're a Christian, a believer, you can follow the scriptures. That's totally over to you. That say, have mercy, pray for those that aggravate you, use you, abuse you, etc., etc. Okay? Take it to needy, homeless, etc. But wake up to the reality. Okay? Get out of that fantasy. Okay, Mr. Jesus and Mr. Paul, the Apostle, all those things probably happened in your day, and you suggest to do this, do that, right? Because Jesus is Christ, all that stuff. But today you've got to wake up and face the reality. Get out of that fantasy. You're bringing all these people in, and they're just using and abusing you for their habitual addictions, right? Cash to satiate their addictions. Okay, they'll steal, they'll borrow cash, take all your possessions until your financial well turns into a dry desert. And you have absolutely nothing. Nada, zilch. Nothing. And then they simply ride off into the sunset, distant sunset, like the Lone Ranger and Tonto. Never to be seen again until they need something, like more money, more help as they became homeless and they're very hungry. We stress, we say, put yourself first. This is first and foremost. You are the most important. Their current situation that they're in, their hell that they're in, they're not always their fault because they have life traumas from when they're a child, all that sort of stuff, abuses, misuses, whatever. Having bad habits, addictions, they have bad habits and addictions, right? Like drugs and alcohol dependency. That's their problem. That they must realise is a problem. It's affecting their life. So they've got to address it. They've got to get off their ass and go seek help professionally. But first and foremost, they've got to want help. They want to help themselves. Okay, you can talk to them till they're blue like a smurf. They don't do anything about it. They're out there 2 years later doing the same thing, begging for money to get a dose of their addiction, alcohol, cigarettes, whatever. Right? They're addicts, and they tell you all these lies to get those dollars. So follow our advice. We hope that it's opened your eyes to the reality. Get out of the fantasy and into the reality which is now, today, this very moment. So if you like this video, subscribe to us, give us a like, add your comments, and then go share this video with all your family, friends and others to make them aware, wake them up, get them out of that fantasy, you know. In this age of freeloaders, users, abusers, turncoats, backstabbers, you can't be a mandy-pandy any longer, a walkover. You have to think about yourself, your life, your very survival. That's what matters first and foremost. You have to survive in order to thrive. Help yourself first, pay yourself first before you try and help those less fortunate than you, trying to pull them up by their bootstraps, their bootlaces, okay? Because a lot today seem to appreciate their help, given them, but secretly behind the scenes, back of their mind, they think you're a sap, a walkover. They're a piranha, they're like a flea, which will feed off you, the host, because you're supplying the lifeblood. You'll become the everyday auto money machine, cash machine, their personal bank, for their benefit, their pleasures, their habits, their addictions. Again, they are like a flea, a vampire that will suck you dry, drain you of your lifeblood. Okay? All your possessions, etc., etc. We say, stop being a sap and take on board an attitude for your betterment, your survival. Your life depends on it. For there is no future in constant dreaming, saying, oh, you know, I need to help the homeless and do this and do that because the Bible says so. Yeah. It's a struggle if nothing beneficial comes you for doing all that, right? But we do believe that, yeah, if you're kind and give people help and all that sort of stuff, you can reap a reward. Yeah, that's self-help, Jesus, whatever. That's actually true. But to a point, they will start to realise that you're a sap. They just walk all over you, take you for everything you got, lie to you, steal from you, etc., etc. Don't wash, don't have a shower, live in their stinky clothes forever, stink a room up that you let them stay in with smoking cigarettes, right? And you tell them don't smoke cigarettes and chuck the butts out the window. They just don't care. They won't listen. They keep doing it. So, steal from you, whatever. Boot, out you go. Sorry, try to help you, but you pooed in your own nest. Goodbye. Yeah? So listen to our plan, okay? Because it works. Okay? You work hard. You work hard. You earn cash for yourself. And these losers come around trying to suck it all from you, right? Because they're seeking loans from you to feed their habits and addictions, right? As we mentioned. Okay? So you need to readjust your current Nancy attitude, your sympathetic attitude. But no way are we telling you adopt Johnny Rotten's attitude and go out there, right, burn the system, destroy everything, all that sort of stuff, right? You just have that sort of attitude, right? Because you matter most. Okay. Yeah, we have people, family members, right? We've tried to help them through respite, hospitals, whatever, but they're in there for a day or so and then they're back out and you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. It's continual. Oh, I don't want to go back because blah blah blah, I won't do this, I won't do that, and they're doing it again. You're pulling the doors off the hinges, smashing your windows, giving stuff away, using the imagination, fantasy. I'm starting a charitable trust, and cooking up all the food, for the neighbourhood, and it's still sitting in the oven 2 days later. It's all fantasy. Okay. So again, we hope that you enjoyed this video. We did do a longer one, but we found that that particular person had switched off the webcam and wondered why the damn thing, the machine wasn't working, all that sort of stuff. Okay, the sound and whatever, and then they walked away. Okay, so we got this moment to do this video in peace and quiet. So again, we say if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to us, give us a like, add your comments below the video, and go share this with your family, friends and others who are living in their fantasy and they're being used and abused, these saps, through doing all this kindness, helping these people, etc., etc. Thank you for taking the time to watch this, our latest video upload. You are much appreciated. Do it before you end up like this guy in the end photo here, this photo here, pulling out your last remaining hair, going insane.